Welcome back, everybody. We are still here at the JW Marriott in Austin, Texas, third floor, if you're looking to come up and join us personally. I've got with me Tad Buhman, Senior Business Analyst at Expedia. Welcome, Tad. Good to have you here.
Thank you.
So can you tell me a little bit about what you guys do in the analytics space and how you use Tableau internally?
Sure. So we're global consumer payments, so we look at the payment data that comes in, whether it's Visa, MasterCard, PayPal, and so forth.
Yep.
And about a year ago, we started to develop a data mart online.
Cool.
Decided to go all cloud, and so we use Amazon Web Services and Tableau Online.
Cool. That sounds like a very common recipe. That's the third. I think out of 6 interviews you've done so far, about 3 of them have been exactly that.
That
so
seems to make
did
a
you
lot
guys
of
evaluate other, I'm just curious, other providers? It seems like the Azures, the Google Cloud platforms are not getting good pickup for this.
Yeah, I think Amazon's out ahead in a lot of ways. Looks like Power BI's got a couple of, maybe some cube technology that's looking pretty good, but right now, I think
Amazon's the 800-pound gorilla.
Yep.
Cool, and they seem to be getting further away from the competitors too, right? Every year they're innovating more, and we're going to see another big round of innovation into this month at reInvent. Are you going to go to that conference?
I won't be there. Our devs will go there.
Gotcha, cool. So, Tableau Online in the cloud. What does your average day look like? What kind of reports are you running? What kind of stuff are you doing?
So we primarily have reports that enable business users, people that either are dealing with the vendors, whether that be Visa, MasterCard, American Express, or people that are looking at the success rate of payments in a regional area.
Okay.
And we build reports so that it's easy for them to take a look at and say, oh, the payments are being successful everywhere, or maybe there's a problem somewhere. Let's look into that. Let's look into the error codes we're getting. And
so problem would be something like payment gateway down, or what?
Well, payment gateways do go down. That's a problem. It can be sometimes maybe the brand, or there can be a number of different problems that happen. And the reason for our being is so that we can allow people to see what problems are happening and drill into them quickly.
Gotcha.
To the end.
Very cool. So you were able to catch the keynote yesterday, I'm sure, with all the new features. What are some cool stuff that you guys could foresee picking up there?
Yeah, absolutely. It seemed like they were enumerating the list of wish.
Huge, isn't it? It's this year's biggest,
right.
I think.
So we're really excited. I'm really excited about the ability to be able to have sandboxes for individual groups and sandboxes for individual people. It was one of the reasons that we chose Tableau Online, is so that we could administer ourselves and sort of do that same thing. But it sounds like this is a built-in. Also, the data governance that's built in. I think
everybody,
yeah. One of the, and that's not necessarily something I'm terribly interested in our group. I mean, we are interested, but since we own our own server, we do all of our governance on our own. But in order to move into the enterprise, or have Tableau be part of a real enterprise solution, that's a big step forward.
Cool. And I've got a note here. You guys are able to analyze over 1 billion rows pretty much in real time and make decisions on that data.
Yeah, so I think maybe I'll qualify that slightly. Okay. So we have a billion rows of detailed data that we have aggregated up. But we can actually go all the way to the detail and look at it through Tableau.
Cool.
It's not real snappy and quick at 1 billion rows, but after we've aggregated up, it's very fast.
Cool. And I believe you just mentioned Epic as well. You guys use for ETL. Is that correct? Oh, that was
no Epic.
Oh, I'm leading my. That's what happens when you do 10 in a row. But I would imagine Maestro is going to be really big for you as well. The ETL tool that is coming inside of Tableau itself.
Yeah, I don't know if that's something that we'll use or not. Right now we're using the AWS stack for all of our ETL.
Holy cow! Wow. So like Hadoop based probably, or
Hadoop and EMR and data pipelines.
Very cool. Cool. And it says you guys went from nothing to a functional data mart in the cloud to get full end-to-end. What do you have? And again, I'm just asking if you can't say, like what were the timelines? What were the integration pain points? If other folks were looking to repeat your process, what advice would you give them? To make it smoother,
so our pain points. I mean, the initial setup and learning curve was steep and was difficult. So the initial setup and having maybe having a consultant or somebody that's done it once come in would save a lot of time. The other thing that was time consuming for us and definitely a roadblock for a while were the firewalls that we had, the corporate firewall rules that we had to get set up, and connectivity between our corporate network and AWS. We also had some issues with performance initially.
Okay.
We were fortunate to hire somebody. We had an open headcount. We hired somebody that had some experience with Redshift and was able to come in and do all the distribution.
It's a great tool, isn't it?
Yeah,
when
really
used the right way.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And this is I'd imagine you've been to the conference a couple of years now, or is this your first?
I've been to a couple conferences.
Okay, cool. What was your favorite conference and why?
Probably, I don't know, Seattle was really great.
Okay.
And I think the food there was amazing. It was easy to get to. I didn't have to stay in a hotel. I didn't have to take a flight. I mean, but I also feel like the venue was nice and consolidated. And but this actually has been excellent.
It's kind of nice to get out and get a little walk.
Yeah. No, I really enjoy it. I get the little bikes and rode over. I just came back from the I'm at the JW Marriott. Just came back from the convention center. Yeah.
Very, very cool. And you guys have a booth over there as well. Is that correct in the conference center? Or?
I don't think so.
You don't? Okay.
Not that I know of.
I thought I saw. I think I saw somebody around with an Expedia shirt. You guys probably got quite a few out here from the company, I'd imagine.
I think we do. I think we've like 6 or 10.
Gotcha. And what are some of the cool? Have you been to a lot of the sessions that we've had? Or
I have. Yeah.
What were some ones you could recommend to folks?
I've been to the analytics hands-on. I think it was something about get your data stat.
Okay.
And that was a little over my head at the end, but the beginning was great. I also caught the Hyper guys yesterday, the actual developers that did that.
Do they have any time frame when that's supposed to be out? Everything is like 6 to
30 they wouldn't say anything. They wouldn't say
I'm going to try to pin that.
No, they kept saying, no, we can't really talk about that. We don't really know about that, but.
Right. It's got to be coming, right? If they're showing it.
Right,
it's not 3 years away, I don't think.
No. And they were definitely very sharp guys. They had, everything they said really made a lot of sense. They simplified it down and made it very logical and easy to understand.
Absolutely. And have you guys gotten to work with the Tableau support team for the setup and everything? And how was that experience?
Yeah, they're excellent. They're very, very, very responsive. We had a few issues initially with Tableau Online.
Okay.
Engaged with support, and they were fixed, like right away.
Fantastic.
And it's been very, up all the time, always there. Great. That's what we're asking for. That's what we need.
Fantastic. And what did the vendor selection process look like for the visualization piece? And you guys decided on it, and how did Tableau shake out being the
So we we looked at a number of different vendors. We had some very specific use cases that we had to, and one of those use cases I mentioned already, where we had to have individual and group projects so that people could open up, explore data, and then save that, because they were used to Excel spreadsheets, right, and pivot tables. So that was one of the things that we that eliminated a number of the different competition. The other thing that was a primary eliminator of the competition was the size of our data, and a lot of the competition wanted to load things into memory, load all the data into memory, and then do it.
Right.
Do the calculations
That's
there.
expensive.
Well, and what we were using at the time was EC2 instances. We're using web services EC2 instances, and we kept increasing them, making them bigger and bigger, and we kept just bringing them down every time. So,
Gotcha.
so a big, beefy, machine, it would probably be really fast, but it will also be very expensive, and our data is just a little bit too big. So we chose a Tableau because it will go out, run the query on the server, and give us back the data. We don't use extracts. We run everything live.
Right. Do all the aggregation.
Yeah.
Did I say that right?
Yeah,
On the
aggregation,
server
yeah.
side, aggregation on the server side,
Exactly.
and bring it back. Yeah. So what about like securing that stack? Was that difficult for you guys to? Or does Amazon offer native tools for that, or does Tableau?
Yes. So Tableau doesn't have any. We don't keep any data in Tableau. We don't have extracts or anything. So it's just a data connection basically. As far as the security goes, we don't have data that we're concerned about. It's no PCI or anything like that, and it's encrypted. I really don't know enough about this to be talking intelligently. So that's really our devs take care of that.
Gotcha. So what else? Like your journey with Tableau. What have been the best parts? The parts you would change, just in general. You've been a user for how many years?
Yeah, about 4.5.
4.5. That's quite a while.
Yeah.
You've seen a lot of growth. And
Right.
Are the updates generally pretty stable, or what's your overall experience?
Yeah,
Don't pull punches if there's something.
The updates are generally pretty stable.
Cool.
Usually the 0.1 release is
Nobody wants to do that one.
The stable. No, the like if 10 comes out, then 10.1.
Oh, wait till the 10.1.
is
I see what you're saying, right.
I always get my hands on the newest, latest and greatest thing I can do.
Gotcha.
It would be interesting to see the thought process sometimes about what different features that they're working on, because I look at some of the features and think, who would ever do that?
I see.
But there must be somebody that does that, and not everybody does data the way we do. I would like, for Tableau to only work on features that
Why does
that we
everybody
do.
just pay attention to me?
Yeah, right. Then we could.
So what were, for the Tableau team, they will be watching this later, what are some things that you would like to see that maybe aren't there yet?
Well, hyper. I would really like to see that. We need a little bit more speed out of our. We need a lot more speed, actually, and so that would be a great feature. And a lot of the features, the sooner to market, the better for the features they talked about in the
Cool.
keynote.
And what about just general uptake in the company? Do you guys find you have to do like internal training with new features, or does everybody pretty much just get it now, or how do you disseminate the?
Yeah.
Because it changes so quick. We're already
Right.
one whole version 1 year later. So
Yeah, we don't normally do any kind of. We do an initial training. We did an initial training when we first released. Our users are using Tableau Online mostly for editing.
Gotcha.
And that's one thing that I would say that a feature that I would love to have is.
Well, they say full desktop support
I
is
know
coming
that's
soon, right?
full desktop. Yeah, this
Sure.
everything. So that would be great. But our users, most of the time things are intuitive enough that users don't have to say, oh, what's this new thing, or whatever, or why is this different? It's all, they change things slow enough that it's easy to figure out.
Right. And I'd imagine you guys could probably use the collaboration tools as well, with the ability to make notes in the viz,
Absolutely.
and send the email and all that.
Right,
That
and
was
alerting
like-
and all of that is really great stuff.
Absolutely cool.
Yeah.
Well, Tad, I think you guys don't have any presentations you're giving, or do you? I don't think.
I just
you do.
finished my presentation.
That's right. And it is Expedia is flying to the cloud with Tableau Online and AWS.
Yes.
And you just finished it?
I did.
So it should be, they tell me the recordings will be out 40 hours after usually the session is done, so sometime midday tomorrow.
Okay.
That'll be
We'll
available.
look forward
Have
to it.
folks. Can you give us a little like TLDR version of that one? Shortened?
Yeah, it was primarily, I came to a conference a couple of years ago, maybe a year ago, and saw a talk about AWS and Tableau,
Okay.
and it was incredibly intimidated by S3 and EC2.
They just throw the TLAs.
Yeah,
or
right, exactly.
There's another acronym that you've got to try to
Yeah,
figure out.
and what he was talking about, it was not making sense. So And then once I did it, I figured out it's really simple. And so that was what I tried to convey, is that, hey, look, S3 is a file manager in the cloud.
Cool.
You just drag and you drop your file. It's that easy.
Exactly, yeah. When people see it, it's almost, it's not Tableau easy, but when folks see Amazon, they can pretty much pick it up really quick too. But yeah, it's starting to get, and there's so many spaces in Amazon as well, right?
Right,
That's-
56 different services,
Yeah, then-
and you really only need 2 to get data into a database. You know.
Sure. Cool. Well, that's an awesome talk. I will be checking that myself later. But yeah, thanks for being here. And,
Okay.
and good luck in your journey.
Thank you.
Take care. Thanks so much, Tad. Alrighty, gang, we are going to take a short break, and we will be right back